Hello, welcome to this developer log of Sky's End. Today I'm gonna be showing you people some airships, I think, or I call them float ships, but we'll try to build them together. So should be fun. Um, this right here is a little Echo robot we got, so you can use it to go around, and it's real fun. Um, just like a running, jumping guy. Here we got a little rocket test. I'll show you how this all works. So if you don't know, this is our game. It's called Sky's End. Well, it's my game, I should say. And it's kind of like an engineering game. So you go around and you build stuff, and there's all sorts of fun things you could do. So let me show you some tests we have. I think I'll start by showing you this little rocket guy we made, or I made. This is just like a test vehicle to show that the rocket's working. Actually, here, let me show you some other things real quick. Let me get the battery UI up. I haven't added UI yet into the like the into like the spectator screen for these vehicles. So that's on the to-do list next. So here we got a rocket, and I'll go ahead and launch it. So turn up the throttle. It's got a nice purple exhaust plume. You can see there. Turn off the UI. Whee. Up he goes. Yeah. So I've made Kerbal Space Program officially. It's got reaction control wheel spinning. You can see there. That's actually a stabilizer. The thing below is the reaction control wheel. Yeah, pretty cool. Now thrusters, they actually work a little bit differently than they do in Kerbal Space Program. Because my game, it's something else, you know. Let's just self-destruct this guy. Oof. Actually, today I think we want to build our own airship, so you'll get to see the entire process, how it all works out, and how you can play the game. Let me see. Is this added? Yep. Okay. So I can delete that. Now we haven't updated some of the pictures, but everything still kind of works generally. There's not a lot of good UI yet for all these things, but there will be. Just give it time. And you can paint yourself if you want. It's a fun little thing I found out. Alright. Let's get to building. Don't have too much time to build, so... it'll be nighttime soon. Not that that matters, because we have lights, but I just think it looks better in the day. So here's how I'm going to start my build. I'm going to go up in the air. And we're going to need a lot of levite to carry everything, so... Oops. Turn off physics. It helps if you turn off physics, that way things don't fall away from you. Okay. We'll use that as the backbone. Now, the way ships work, or airships I should say, they're a little bit different than, actually, I'll just build out this. They're a little bit different than in a game like Kerbal Space Program, which is very physics heavy. Here, mechanics are a little bit different. The laws of reality are different. But basically, you got these things called float stone. And what float stone does is it makes an object weightless when it is energized. So let me actually get that float stone out. Come over here to the element screen. You can pick your elements. So that's float stone. You can do other things like boring or ironite, but float stone's what we want. You can also paint things, so helps a lot. Make things look prettier. Let's get back to building. I'm gonna go ahead and strap on a pretty big rocket nozzle. They never actually tested a ship like this out quite yet, so we'll see what happens. I'm gonna add just a little bit more. Let's see, let's taking these big cubes. Can never have enough boring. Now let's put some gadgets on it. So We're going to need a charge distributor, because what that does is it distributes charge and will actually charge the vessel, which is very important. We're going to need a control module. So this is the control module. It's a simple computer. Works out pretty well. And I think we should also add in, I got some new gadgets, one of which is a traction pad. I forget if I showed this on the last update. I think I did, but you never know. That's where we'll have a little echo climb up onto. Of course we need a way up there. So let's get, actually we could do a servo arm for that. Well, I'll show the servo because it's kind of cool. Servos are in movement. Yeah, let's do this. Oh, we could actually have the servo pick echo up. That might even be even cooler. What should we do? I'll put the servo motors in the back. Now, I haven't messed around too much with building things in here, but I don't think they need to be too good, if my recollection serves me. Don't quote me on that. Like, too good on, like, balance of, like, center of mass, I mean. Actually gonna unsnap here, get some more precise measurement. Or, precise, what's it called? Precise placement. We go over here to structural, and we'll turn snap back on. Yeah. Or do we want a long one? Let's go to the shorter one. Should have pretty good range of motion with this arm I'm about to make, so doesn't matter too much. So let me put this down here. That puts us exactly where we were. Let's do it. Parts can clip right now. I'm not too upset by that. I mean, you can clip in like a game like Kerbal Space Program, and I still love that game. So it's not like, you know, it's the worst thing ever that parts clip. Not the biggest fan of it, but you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. So this is what, 4 axes. That should be enough. Let's get a grabber module on it. There we go. And then I'm gonna get another control module up. Now here, actually, let me show you a cool part I made. This is called the comp switcher. It's pretty cool thing. Basically allows you to switch between 2 different control modules. Just before we had to do it like in the menu. Let's see, what else do we need? Oh, we need like all the controls for this vehicle. So this right here is it's like a reaction control wheel. I'm not in love with the 3D model, so I think I'll rework it later. And then this is the stabilizer. So this basically reduces your angular momentum. It's kind of needed for some of these things. Great. Now we're going to need a ton of logic chips to sort this out. Actually, controlling the small droid here gets kind of complicated. So I think I'm going to add in some more modules to basically make it easier. But basically you need these new gates I call splitters, and then some OR gates. And I think I'm going to redo this because it's kind of too complicated. I'm going to keep like the OR gates in, the splitters in, but I'm going to sneeze. Excuse me. I was sneezing. Alright. Now, I'm going to give you like a dedicated control module for these, but Work on that later. Oh, I totally forgot the batteries. Whoops. We're gonna need batteries for these. Let's see, I think 2 batteries should be plenty. Ooh, look how nicely they snap. Yeah, I'll put them there. A little bit of part clipping's not, you know, the biggest sin. Takes away from the realism, but I mean, this is a game. Alright, it's a weird looking spaceship, or float ship, but it should be able to go around, pick things up, and put them on here. So, yeah, let's program the control module. And like I said, I think this is going to be a lot simpler in the future, but I just want to get going for now. So, use that there. Basically, the way this works is, oops, we could take the inputs from our keyboard, which we control here, and we send them to various logic gates that do various things. So, for example, the splitter will split the, what's it called? Momentum, or the, no, just split the signal. It's like a positive or a negative signal. So it's very good for like things like this where you just get positive signals out. So if you press like the Q, it just sends out a binary 1. Yep. And then we'll run our splitters to our OR gates. So this is a good way to convert like a binary signal from a 1 to either a positive 1 or a negative 1. So positive, negative, positive, negative. Now I think the orientation attitude of the control gyro actually does matter. So I'm gonna change how I put it on. I think I should also add a what's it called? I think I should add a like physical indicator for like which way it's pointing, what way's up. Some of the gates have them, but I forgot to do that with gyro. I think I'm gonna change the 3D model. I'm not the biggest fan of it. I mean, it's okay. Let me know what you think in the comments. Okay. Which one's pitch, yaw, and roll? Forgot about that. I believe this one was pitch. So send that to pitch. Send this one to yaw. Send this one to roll. Nah, I think that's 4 if the rocket is straight up. Actually, so what we really want is attitude control for this way. Yeah. So that's attitude control done. Now, need some more logic gates for some more controls. We're going to need the diffuser that just turns everything on. So, basically when this is activated, all the electronics will turn on. So we'll turn on the thruster. We'll turn on the toggles, or the stabilizer. I'll go ahead and power them too. I think we'll have this battery drive the thruster. I'll have this battery drive everything. I'll send it to distributor. Distributor will just distribute to everything. Yeah. So thruster, it's on, stabilizer. Yeah, if it was, is that everything we want to turn on? Oh, the control gyro, of course. That's like the most important thing. And of course, power to control gyro. Okay. Now let's actually send an output to that. Should we use space or use B? B's kind of a weird one to use, but might as well. Let's B. And then I think what we'll do is we'll use F3 to control switching. Here, hang on. Click the comp switcher. Not that comp switcher. The other comp switcher. So this should switch us to this guy. And then we can come over here, switch over to this guy. Switch, switch. Perfect. You can test this as you work. You don't have to do it all in one go, but it's gonna get dark soon, so let's put down some lights. Maybe one here. Put one in the front. Put a little spotlight to look ahead. And we could put one on the arm. Forgot to add a snapping point to the arm. Is that what we want? Nah, because then it won't rotate with it. What we can do is we could turn off snap, and that gives us a little bit more fine control for these sorts of things. So that should point where we want it to point. Then just gonna keep a light up here for now while we program. Alright, now let's work on thruster controls. So I'll do a adder for the actual thruster control. The way this will work is the adder will control the thrust, and then wait, where's this battery go? This battery should go into everything. Because this one's not taking thrust, it's going to be a lot of battery power, basically everything from here. Okay, so this one powers that. The adder just sends signal to the thrust, and then we'll use left and right, or left shift and control, just like in Kerbal Space Program. So if you're familiar with Kerbal, this game is pretty similar. I'm a huge Kerbal fan, so. Alright, that controls thrust. Now I forget if this spacecraft is light enough to get off the ground yet. We can make it a little bit lighter though. I'll make these arms out of borink. Borink is the lightest material. It's kind of supposed to be like a cardboard analog. It's kind of the only mass we can actually save. We can always add more levite, as I call it. Great. So forward, control, stabilizer, switching. Yeah. We need to be able to power the distributor as well. I think we'll use space yet. What's this one activated by? D. Okay. We'll use space to power the distributor. Now, normally what you would do is you would like set this up on like a timer or something, or some sort of sensor, but I haven't programmed those in yet, so can't do that. Now let's do arm controls. Should be pretty simple. So we'll do adders on all the servos. I might add like a servo control in here later or something, just to make it a little bit simpler. This does feel kind of complicated sometimes. I mean, look how much time we spend programming, you know? It's whatever, though. Program. Great. So I'm gonna run... This is kind of like the auxiliary battery. The other one's the thrust battery. So you want to keep them separate, because one's like a lot higher power draw. So first, send here power, E and Q to rotate this. This gets this input, and then the whole thing needs power from this battery. And then we'll repeat that for all the other servos. So this one could do W and S maybe. W and S. Then the actual servo. Send out the angle and make sure it's all charged up. Good. This one, servo charger. We haven't done A and D yet. So A, D, angle, power. I was kind of looking at like autonomous solutions to wire these up, and that might be the way to go. Now, ran out of axes on that module, so I think we'll have to use this module. We'll use the left shift in the control, kind of like the throttle. Send it to the angle. Perfect. And we can do traction pad. We'll turn on with B. Toggle. Of course, it needs power. And this is so we can lock down anything we collected. Yeah. I feel like I'm missing something. Oh. The actual grabber itself. I'll hook that up to the mouse. Grabber. Power. I'll do right click, just so I don't get the UI confused with it. Sometimes you gotta click on the UI. Toggle's one of these things. But I might change the way the programming for that works so you can't accidentally use your vehicle. Oh, let's add a diffuser for the lights. Light diffuser. So this light, this light, this light. Now, I made it so lights don't need power. That's just so you can keep your, like, you know, so you can always see. Because sometimes it's not very fun to play a game if you can't see it. But I kind of do like the idea of, like, running out of light in, like, a horror scenario. But I just don't think I'm going to do that, so. Not doing that. And then we'll hook that up to the L. Okay. I think that should be everything. The craft might be a little bit too heavy. Double check that real quick. First, I'm actually going to save the craft. There is a way to save it in-game, but for now, I'm saving my vehicles and here. So this was cube. Rename this Devlog ship. It's a fun little ship. I've never actually built anything this ambitious, so this is like it's a test for you and me at the same time. What do we do for the distribute? 3. Let me just double check all the outputs. Alright, so B to kind of turn everything on. F3 to switch. Alright, I think we're in a good spot to start testing some of this out. Yeah, let's drop it, see if it survives. Good. Switch this guy first. Alright, so this is the control arm. Oh, we forgot the toggles for the arms, or the servos. That's not too hard. It's just going to be one diffuser. And this light's not attached, but I didn't want to include that light. Alright. Diffuser, first one. Second one. Third. I mean, 4-axis robots work pretty well. I think like in industrial settings, we tend to use 6 industrial settings. I work in a factory, if you didn't know that. There's a lot of 6-axis arm robots. It's kind of more normal. I actually work in a really big factory. Might be the biggest in the world. Build a lot of cars and stuff. Okay. That should be everything. Okay, now we're on the controlling the ship, so press that. Let's switch over to this. Let's see if I can switch back. No switching back. Did I do it to a different one? I think I did it to B. Let me make sure I program that right. Okay, utility. F3. It's weird. Oh, guess we found another bug. Don't worry. I'll swap that out later. Let's test if anything else works. So, it's B to activate everything, right? B. Okay. Not seeing anything happening. Space, distribute. Oh, can rotate. And we can float. Haha. Stabilizer's not doing anything though. Where are we going? Whoops. That was kind of crazy. I don't think our stabilizer's active. Nope. Forgot to turn on the stabilizer. Oh, that's gonna be fun. Let's see if the engine throttle works though. Yep, I hear it. Whee. Alright, looks like we got pitch and yaw confused. Alright, did we? Oh, ran out of power. Or something. I have no idea what's going on. Self-destruct. Can't even self-destruct? What? Come on. Just keeps exploding. Yeah, we got some bugs. There we go. Destroyed. And back as Echo. Yeah, let's try that again. Good thing I saved the ship. I'm gonna load it back in here. Was it this one, right? Yeah. This is kind of how I make the game. Just kind of mess around the Unity editor, and I'll occasionally like add new things, or oh, we don't save the paints yet. Forgot about that. Oh, what do you want to paint it? Let's paint it blue this time. Our blue looks a little bit purplish. Unfortunately. That's whatever. Paint it all blue. You can paint it whatever color you want. Paint the batteries red. It does look kind of purplish, doesn't it? Alright, let's check out what happened with our stabilizer. Was it not connected to power or something, or? That's probably it. The diffuser, yeah, the diffuser turns it on. Might have been under power too. I don't think it was, but you never know. Let's paint it black. Okay. Now, let's test out the arms this time. So. What was my activation button? L. B. F3. It's kind of weird. This one doesn't seem to be doing anything. Okay, let's go debug you. I got to program my own game. It's ridiculous. Alright. Comp switcher. There's nothing even saved to it. Alright, so that controls that. Now, I think it should be F3 that's turning this one on. F3, yes. I'm gonna switch it to B, because I kind of think sometimes if you press F3 and F3 too rapidly, it, I don't know, could be an error. Okay, now, I don't think this diffuser got activated, and let's see, this one control the lights? Yes. Okay, that one definitely works then. There's another diffuser that should be controlling everything else though. Like the activation diffuser for the motors. Adder. I think we might have overwritten the ARM data. No need to worry. Oh, turn off physics. See, this is the base. Ah, it's not the base. Ah, it's also not the base. Not the base. That's the base? I'm just gonna redo everything. Yeah, there's a lot of like quality of life features that are missing from this game, but it's whatever. Alright. Reprogram. Diffuser. So it turns on. Good. Probably no power though. Okay. Yes, I think that diffuser got overwritten. So we'll add a diffuser here that when you press, what do we want to have you press? Alright, so B toggles that. F3 is toggled. That's this F3. Let's toggle by that. Oh, space, control this one. So you press space, and it turns on all of our servos. Could have sworn I programmed this, but probably got overwritten. And I kind of realized, you know, a lot of this needs to be made simpler and easier. And it will be. These things just take time, you know. It's a complicated game. There's a lot of stuff we have to do. Let's paint it one last time. We'll paint it orange this time. Orange ship. Or we can make a yellow ship, like a yellow submarine. We all live in a yellow submarine. You can paint pretty much everything. There's like a few things you can't paint, but they're like highlight features, you know, or... Okay. Let's test this guy out. Switch to you. Space to turn on all these guys. That works. It's a good sign. Alright, let's pick up Echo. You think I should add sounds to these? I'm not sure. I think it makes sense that, you know, servo motor noises. Some games don't do them, but our game we should probably do it. Ooh, can we even reach it? Oh, I don't think we'll be able to. Just a little too far. Also need to add like camera focus too. Alright. Now you can see the ship from a, you know, little tiny robot's perspective. It's not too bad of a ship. Though you'll build bigger ships. There'll be all sorts of things people will make in these games. So it's gonna be like, you know, ship wars and all sorts of fun things. Is it this one? That's the other one. Alright. We subtract the movement here. Pick up Echo. We'll see if he gets an actual fight. It's probably what you've been waiting for, hopefully. I mean, if you're still watching, props to you, but I mean, doubt it. It's giving me error message. I don't know. Games like this are fun for some people, but definitely not for everyone, so. Oops. What? Lost control? What just happens? Why is this not moving? Boring. The motor. Oh, behind the scenes magic. Everything just turned off. Oh, it's probably because I pressed space. Yeah, there we go. Ha! There we go. Picked up Echo. Let's not shove it into the floor now. Now the truly fun part. Putting Echo on the pad. I don't know if people want to build robot arms like this, but I kind of build them just because you can use them to do a lot of different things. So they're very good for picking things up. Not the most efficient, you know. I think there'll be like different challenges for different people, you know, and they'll use different arms. And you know, some people, you kind of make your own challenge in some of these games, you know. There we go. Now Echo is attached to the pad. Go ahead and stow the arm. So yeah, this is a nice vehicle you can use to pick things up. Go ahead and showcase our okay. So those are the various electric charges we got. As you can see, we can still, you know, exist as Echo, but capabilities are obviously very limited. Turn off these lights. They were getting kind of annoying for me. Alright, let's go ahead and charge up everything. So, was it F3 to turn everything on, or no, it was B? B. Boom. Now, space sends charge to the relays, or the, what's it called? These things I made. Ah, stabilizer's on. Nice. Or is it underpowered, or what's going on here? No, it's on. Just kind of sensitive. I don't have the controls all figured out. Let's turn on the engines. Not a very glorious exit. I think we need to change the what's it called? sensitivity of these sensors. See, let me. That's the cool part. I can just do some code, like whenever I want. Alright, what's the part that's giving me issue? This one right here. Slow this down to 20. And these things will be sorted out in the game before it releases. So, yeah, well, look at this. You build your ship, you know, and then you go off and fly. Starting to realize that this is not a lot of power for a ship of this size. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to increase the efficiency of this engine. Just so I can show you the game, you know. I'll kind of like work on balancing everything out later. So this is the thruster script. Just jack this up to like 300. So yeah. You'll be able to build your own airships in the game, and yeah, we got like pitch. I'm like messing around with the controls right now, they're all like wrong. Pitch is yaw, yaw is roll, roll is pitch. Now let's go ahead and increase our thrust, get out here. As you increase your thrust, the exhaust plume's size increases. Hope it's not too loud for you guys. Now thrust is being applied off center, so it's a little bit difficult to keep stable. And well, once you reach like an effective velocity or effective speed, thrust shuts off. So, oh, I just realized we're probably weightless right now. Turn on weightlessness again. So we're going down pretty fast. Setting more of the thrust into the actual float modules themselves. Try to counteract some of that. Losing a lot. We had gravity acting on us a lot, so that's probably why. I'm basically just dumping all of our charge from the right battery into the float stone itself. So we can keep going up. Okay. Having a little bit of control controlling the ship just because I'm not used to the, I put the controls on the control module a little bit wrong. It's okay though. It's a pretty cool ship, I think. It's a nice one for this. Oh. But yeah, you'll make your own ships and they'll be fun. And you could go do cool, fun stuff with them, you know. And like, you know, there'll be missions, and you know, you go pick up your rovers or whatever, and I mean, just like imagine all the cool things you could do in this world, you know. It's really a lot. So. Oh, the sun's about to go down. I'm gonna go ahead and flip the ship around, cancel off some velocity. I think we'll just head down to the surface and then we'll call it a day. This has been a pretty long episode, so. See the stabilizers moving. Yep, you can kind of see it twisting a little bit. There's a lot of little details in these games I like to add, but I mean, there's so much to this game. I'm kind of like a self-taught guy, and you know, this is all improvised, so you know, nothing's perfect. But yeah, look at this. You can go explore the world a little bit more complete capacity. I think I got the like one of these buttons like saved. Oh, it's because I'm pressing S right now. So when I press Control and S, it's doing Control S, and that's where I get that error from. Also, the way the thrusters work, they have like a effective speed they stop being useful at. So The basic idea behind this game is you're kind of like, or the world I should say, is you're kind of in like all these like magnetic fields, you know, and once you you know, hit like well, you know how there's like a terminal velocity, you get like terminal velocity in the magnetic fields where like, you know, the actual engine mechanic process stops working. I mean, it's just like lore I invented, but you know, if you want an explanation for why. But for gameplay reasons, I did that to kind of restrict the maximum speed of travel you can go. Because this world, it's 1,000 kilometers across, which seems pretty big to like some people, but it's pretty small by like, you know, planet size and rocket size. You know, if you kind of know those things. So, I intentionally wanted to limit that. So you can't get around the world too fast. Because, like, getting around the world is going to be, like, you know, part of the puzzle, or part of the reason, part of the cool things you can do in this game. Or the challenge, I should say. And also, I think it might make combat more interesting, like, you know, faster ships can follow you. You know, you can't escape them. That's kind of another reason to add it. So you're going in kind of fast. Let's see if I can cut all the velocity out. That's another thing about this game, is you kind of add velocity pretty quickly. But there's going to be like, you know, flight controllers that kind of like help you automate a lot of like this stuff, and it'll get easier to play. So, I don't know if we're still in the weightlessness state. Like I said, we have like basically zero UI. I'll get at it later in. Nah, let's go ahead and cut our velocity. I think we'll just crash in the surface now. But the idea behind like the weightlessness in the ship, I think we just ran out of charge on the reaction control wheel. Can't control it at all now. Whoops. Turn space. Yep, it's gone. It's gone. Yep. Well, that's whatever. Alright, let's crash into the surface now. Oof, oof, some things break. Can we at least... Oh no. The computer, we need to turn off this wheel. Or turn off the pad. It's not good. Now the comp switcher menu's stuck open permanently for some reason. Oh, it's probably because we exploded with it on. Yep, some bugs. Can't take any of these. Well, thanks for watching. I'm glued to this pad now because the computers, I need to turn it off or disconnected in the pad. I think I might add like a automatic, you know, disconnect everything once the pad loses power or something. Maybe not. It's kind of funny to have mechanics like this where you get stuck to things. Like a glue trap. Wow, look at that. Pretty world. The terrain it's okay. It's not like well defined yet, but you know, you get the idea. We could do a lot with the terrain. It's got a lot more functionality than it's being used right now. Really impressed with like this world in general. But I'm stuck to this thing just dying. I could probably beat it maybe. Beat it to death or something. Just keep pounding this. Eventually it'll let me free. Just imagine, you know, you're trapped here and then like, you know, there's robots coming to hunt you down or whatever. Yeah, it's gonna take a while to destroy. It's built tough. I should know. I designed it. Yeah, well, thanks for watching my devlog. I hope you found it entertaining. Thanks for putting up with some of, you know, the technical difficulties. This isn't, you know, something that's, you know, in progress, so we're not quite there yet, but we're getting a lot closer, you know. You can see the vision taking shape. Yeah, thank you. Oh, and I'll post like a link for the download this probably Sunday or so. Nighttime. We have an abrupt change to nighttime for some reason. Still working on that, but here comes the moon. Yep. Thank you for watching my game.